It's Madman 405 here coming at you with a Bash for Cash aftermath video. Today is Sunday, the week after Bash for Cash, and yes, they're still on the trailer. We haven't touched these cars. This one here was my dad's car, the number 89. He was in heat number 2, and then he came back for the Consi. In his heat, he had some electrical issues. There was a short in the engine harness itself, and we were running fuses at the time, so he blew a fuse. So it was a pretty easy fix to get it back in the Consi, and then in the Consi didn't last too long, and steering shaft broke. So not a whole lot of luck with this car. The back end folded up pretty good, starting to roll. There's still a lot of car left here. We're gonna have to find another place to run it. Cage held up pretty good. No movement there. So this here's my car. I was in heat number 3, and then I was out for the Consi. Overall, pretty happy with the front end of this car, the way it held up, especially after fix-it plates. Bumper's only got a couple of dings in there. Really happy with that cradle. So what happened to me in my heat was the back of the K-member dropped. The washers that I had on there just dropped right through. It was so rusty on the back. So we ended up bringing it back to the pits, jacking the back of the K-member up, making some new washers, and bolting it back up. But when the back of the K-member dropped, this is my engine harness, or engine wiring harness. It was right here. So when the back of the K-member dropped, it folded, and that header, you kind of see where it melted because it dropped right on the back of the front of the firewall there and shorted out my wiring harness. So it shut off, which I probably shouldn't have kept going anyway, but yeah, I'm really happy with the ski ink cradle. My harness is made by Randy Hahn. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with that too, especially the tunes he put in the PCM. So, now you're asking, why did I not go to the feature? Why didn't I make it over the Consi? There's your answer. Get better. Blew a hole right in my radiator. Now, I haven't watched the video yet to see when that happened, but it did happen. And I ran like that probably most of the Consi with no water. Got really hot and shut off. Didn't turn back on. So, didn't turn back on until they dropped a checkered flag, I should say, because I drove it back to the pits. But that's what took me out of the Consi, which sucks because I still had a lot of car left, especially in the front. But that's derbying, right? So here's the trunk. It folded up pretty good, if you consider that good. But you know, there's really no stopping that. That's not your choice. This is by far the best Lumina trunk I have ever built, and I'll probably throw in a picture of what I did right now. And the way I tucked it like that, I kind of wanted it to roll up underneath, or roll inside the trunk, and then I wanted it at the bottom to roll in with it, so it would kind of make a big ball. And that worked perfectly, except it didn't take the lower frame rails with it. As you can see, here's one of them hanging off. Now, after my first heat, the trunk folded in just like I wanted it to, but I had both of my rear frame rails sticking out like this. So what I did was I took a jack, I strapped it to the trailer, and I folded those rear frame rails up so when they went into the Consi and I got hit, that one at least did over there. They just folded up real nice. This one, I don't know what happened. It must have came off when I took this big hit here, and you know, now it's just dangling. But what are you gonna do about that? That's just you know, or someone wants to hit you. It folded up and was just about to touch my gas tank protector, and that's why you build a wide gas tank protector, because your car's only going to fold that far. And yes, those are the trailer fenders. We had 2 blowouts on the way back. You can see there's a spare there, and on the other side is my truck spare. So that was an ordeal getting home. But yeah, other than that, all the parts that I reviewed in my last video, they worked perfectly. The shifter, the pedals, what else was there? These tires, of course, you know, not really much that can happen to them. I made my own steering column. I just added a couple pieces of square tubing down there. I added that square tubing. They slide in and out of each other, and you know, for safety reasons. And then I just had this little bar coming off with my 2 heim joints welded to it, and this can actually stay on my cage, and the bottom half will slide out and go into the new car. This is a bolt-in cage I built. So yeah, it definitely was a learning experience. I will be adding a plate over that door for next year. Well, not this door, but my next Lumina will definitely have that plate. I didn't really know we could actually plate the outside of the door. Didn't see anything in the rules about it, but now it makes sense seeing all the other cars like that. Like I said, it definitely was a learning experience. But I'm happy with how everything held up. And so there's the aftermath of my first bash for cash. Now, I didn't get an in-car video like I said I was going to, simply because I brought a junk charger and couldn't charge my GoPro. So that upset me, because I was really looking forward to seeing the in-car. And if any of you guys have a video of either the third compact heat or the compact Consi, I'd love to see it, because I haven't seen any up so far. But anyway, we have a big summer planned. I'm running a team show for a USA Demo Derby. It'll be me, my dad, and the 2 Millers. It's a 4-man team. I believe there's either 4 or 5 teams, I'm not sure. But we do that every year for probably, I guess it's only been 2 years. This will be our 3rd year running there up at the Munger Potato Festival. I'll definitely have an in-car video for that, and possibly do a build series on the car. Gonna have some figure 8 car videos coming out pretty soon. I'll definitely make a video of the teardown of this car and show you guys the cradle and where it sits in the K-frame. But anyway, if you like this video, you want to see more like it, give me a like and subscribe. See you guys later.